Hey friends, Jessica here from Creators Couture. So in today's fast and easy tutorial, we are going to be creating some snowflake motifs, and we're going to be using a couple tools in Photoshop that are going to help us do it really easily. So first off, we're going to be using the brush symmetry tool, and then also we're going to be using our Adobe Capture plugin to create some really fun patterns with these motifs. So first of all, I'm going to go over and show you how I created the snowflakes. And just to start us out, I'm going to show you some of the snowflakes that I've created. And I'm going to show you how I create them. But also, I went ahead and turned these snowflakes that I created into brushes. So these are going to be available to my subscribers, and I'll have the information below. And you can use these for your designs, and they're ready to go, ready to have some fun. So this is some snowflakes that I created, and they were like shockingly easy to create. And so you can do all kinds of them. And what's fun is that I created these using pattern brushes that I already had in my Photoshop. So it's a creative way to use some of these brushes, and you can just create some really, oops, that was a double one, really fun effects, really interesting snowflake sort of motifs, and you can turn these into a pattern. You can use these like in a card template, what have you. And I love how some of these brushes that I use give it a very like kind of a crafty sort of like a folk feel. So there is so many different options. But anyway, I went ahead and made like 19 different brushes, and they're all different, they're all unique. And then I'm going to show you how you can make your own. So first of all, I've got my document open, and I've got it like 2000 by 2000, which is a common size that I use. And I'm going to go ahead and, rather than using my multicolor brushes, which you guys are really familiar with, I'm just going to go ahead and grab my regular brush tool, and I'm going to just grab a black color. And what I'm going to do is up here at the top, I go to, this is the Symmetry, little toggle. And what we want to do is we want to have mandala, and we want to put the segment count at 6. This is like a very classic one for snowflakes. And I went and looked and did some like searching on Pinterest and stuff, and most of these have kind of a 6-axis sort of, at least the illustrated ones have like a 6-axis. So I'm just going to go ahead and click return or enter, and that way it has my symmetry on here. And now I can draw along in this. And the mandala is really better than the radial because of how it like not only goes around 6 axes, but it mirrors whatever you put. So this is super good. And then I've just got my brush panel open here, and I'm gonna go through and look at some of my brushes that I have. And I have some like kind of patterny brushes. So for this one, I'm going to use like, I might play with some chain. I have chain brushes. Those are available to my members. I've got these fresh from the oven ones, and they all make really interesting different motifs. I've got some holiday accent ones from my Holiday Fun Font Factory. The spring botanicals are really interesting. I think those are good. And then I also have these tribal ones that I have. So I can just start, like, there's so many different options, but basically just start drawing along these axes, and you can just see your little snowflakes come to life. And they're all different depending on what brushes you can use. And like also you can draw in the center of the little triangle there, and maybe create some little offshoots. Like, look at this. This is so, there's 1,000,000,005 different really interesting ways to do it. I love it. Every brush, everything is different. This one is quite dark, and I'm just like, you really can't mess up here. So this is the tribal pattern brush. All of these, honestly, I could save. So let's move into another brush collection. The Spring Botanicals brushes I found were really interesting to use with this. So they kind of have like, and also depends on your pressure sensitivity, but this has a very sort of folk feel, kind of like a little like, I don't know, kind of almost like frozen or something like that. It has a very folksy feel to it. So this is the brush number 5 of the Spring Botanicals collection. I just think that's adorable. Um, and you know, you can just make all kinds of motifs and you really honestly can't mess it up. Let me undo that. It's so cute. Like, I just love it. So all different sort of motifs there. And, you know, of course you can combine the brushes and do like 2 different brushes, do something like that, you know, playing with those little, I like that. That's 2 different brushes. And then don't forget to, like, if you notice, whenever I did a brush stroke along this axis, it created a mirror. So there's like a little gap in there. So, you know, you can play around with being like really careful with that and doing it right on the line if you want a single axis, but then sometimes you get a doubling up, or just go here. Very interesting. I love it. Like, I find this so soothing. I could do this all day, but I don't want to make this tutorial too long. So anyway, I will just let you guys play with it. I love it. This is my little sort of embroidered kind of brush from the PS Holiday Accents collection. These ones from the Fresh from the Oven, I think, are quite interesting. They create some very interesting sort of patterns. Let's see here. Wait, how do I hide my? I think I have my view show. Oh, I can't. Sometimes I want to hide that symmetry, but you can't really hide it like you can with the guides. Let me make a new one. So it's just a matter of like experimenting and seeing what comes out. This is from the Fresh from the Oven collection. I love it. Like, I just feel so creative, and this just takes no sort of efforts. Here is from my Citrus Textured Pattern collections. These ones are quite, you can go over it. They're quite interesting. Look at that. So cool. I'm just going to do a couple more and then I'm going to move on to the next part. But I can just really get addicted to these and just have a lot of fun. This is like a chain brush and very interesting. So, and then of course, like, you know, you can have the same brush at a small size, but you can have a completely different sort of look if you take the size of the brush up, you know? So this is that same brush, but wow, it's creating like really interesting things. So I just find that super fascinating. So I went ahead and turned, like, I have 19 of the brushes that or 19 of the little snowflake designs that I created. So I went ahead and made them into a little brush collection, and that's for my members. And you can go ahead and download those. And then what I did, and I'm going to show you how I did this, is I turned it into like a pattern using the Adobe Capture plugin. And so I had created this sort of motif using one of the snowflake brushes and just some color overlays and stuff, which I'll show you how I did it. But I went ahead and played around with the different pattern options, and I'm going to just show you some of the variations that I did creating and using this pattern and using that motif. And you can create all these like really quite festive backgrounds. So, and even here I played around with putting the one of the rich glitters from my Creator Couture collection. So that was a little bit interesting, but I really like kind of the simplicity of the red on red. So I'm going to show you how I did that. And it's really quite easy. So here I've got a document. It's the same size. And it really, like, this is actually going to make quite a huge pattern. So, you know, you can make it smaller if you want. But I simply stamped one of the brushes here. So I'm going to actually just take this back here so you can see what I did. And I've got a red background, or yeah, dark red background. And the way that I did it, this tone on tone makes it a little bit more forgiving when you're creating the pattern. So I had a dark red background, and then I created I put the paint, just stamped this snowflake that I did. And it's almost the same color as my background, but I put it in, I give it a drop shadow. So I just added a little bit of a drop shadow to that. And if you need to, like if you already stamped it in black, you can just add a color overlay, but it's just got a basic drop shadow underneath it and multiply. And so I wanted to kind of just separate that a little bit from the background so that it's subtle. And then what I did was I added a couple gold accents. And how I added those was I went ahead to my, my recent gold play collection. And let me find it here. And I just actually used one of the brushes as like a little bit of a stamp. So it was this dry decorative brush number 35, and I'm going to make a new layer here. So it's just this nice little, let's just zoom in here a little bit. It's can make a cool sort of gold chain effect, and check out my gold play brushes if you like that. So all I did was I just stamped on some of the brush, and it just stamps a little bit of gold. So I just stamped it here, you know, on all these places. So now I have my motif that I want to work with. But I found out whenever I'm making this pattern, it was actually a little more forgiving to merge everything to on layer, especially since this is a subtle pattern, rather than like keeping the transparency and stuff. So it was really, it was interesting, and this is what worked for me. So I like this motif. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer above that, above everything at the top of the document, and I'm going to Command Option Shift E, and that's going to merge everything onto a new layer. And, or it will be Command Alt Shift and then E, whatever, on a PC. So I merged everything onto a new layer. And now this is the layer, because whenever we use that Adobe Capture plugin, we want it all to, it's just going to read the layer, not the document. So what I'm going to do is open up my libraries and wait for a second. I think I have a lot of things in my libraries. So I'm going to grab one of my libraries that I want it to be in and hit the plus sign at the bottom right and click Extract from Image. And so that's going to bring up the Adobe Capture plugin, which is really fun to play with. And now I'm going to take my scale up, and now look at this really cool pattern that's developing here. So you can play around, move your little motif, and just have some fun and see what comes about. You can rotate it and see this really cool pattern developing. What is this here? Plus, oh no. I forget what this is. Oh, maybe if we wanted to add, like make it not from a layer, but from like another document or another image. So here we've got, this is the different variations of patterns. So we've got this little triangle one. So anytime that you like the pattern that's coming out, just click Save to CC Libraries, and it'll save it to your Creative Cloud libraries. And then the only thing that's slightly annoying is that it doesn't save it directly to your patterns panel, so you're going to have to add that later. But, you know, play with the scale, pull it up, and then you can see it in real time. And here's a different one. This one is quite cute. I like how this one's turning out, so I'm just going to click Save. So between the tone on tone and the drop shadows, this was very forgiving to play with and to make a really cool pattern. So, and then there's like this one. That's super cool. I love it. I'm going to save that to my CC libraries. And yeah, so that's like pretty standard. Now here it's just the standard square. This is probably the least forgiving pattern. So if you move it around, you can look here and you can like look where things don't really like look so nice. I think the other ones tend to connect the pattern better. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this window. And now I'll have like those patterns that I just created on my libraries. And so the way that what I do is I will just like drag them into my document, And sometimes they're at a very big size. So like, don't forget whenever you have a pattern fill, let's cancel. Whenever you have a pattern fill like this, you can move it around, you know. This is really cute actually. And you can also double click on that pattern and change the scale to like 50%. I tend to think it looks nicer if you have it in um, like units of like 150, 25. Sometimes I think it looks nice. So that's my pattern. So I'll click OK. But when I have that pattern now in my document and you know I like it, I can click this plus sign right here and that will add it to my pattern library. So now whenever I open my patterns window, it'll be down here at the bottom. So I can like click this and then you can click add and it'll add it over here into your main patterns. Of course, you don't always have to add it to your patterns. You can just use it from the click directly from the library over here. Although whenever you do that, it'll always add it on its own layer. So let me just zoom in there. That's the one where I was playing around with adding a layer style to that sparkle, but I actually like it or I'm adding a layer style, sparkly layer style to um, the motif. So I can just show you how I did this really quick. So let me just go back to my thing. Here, I added the rich glitter layer style for my Creative Couture collection. And so now I have this motif. And so now what I did was same thing, make a new layer, merge everything to a new layer, and then go back into the same thing, plus sign, extract from image, and then play around. And and then you can get this like motif here. And same thing. So, you can just have some fun with that. But that's pretty much it for today. So feel free to let me know any questions. Say hey in the comments. And just in case you haven't heard, well, I haven't really announced it, but I am settled right now in Split, Croatia. I'm doing my digital nomad thing, doing my time here. So I'm really liking it, except for the internet, which is keeping me from live streaming currently. And so I miss my community and I hope to be back live streaming online so I can interact with you guys because I really miss that. And don't forget that if you are a member of mine, most of you guys are on Behance, some of you are on Patreon, but go and download this. I'll have the link below so you can download the resources. So you've got my demo files, the brushes that I already created, and then what else? And even the patterns that I created. So you can use those in your personal commercial work and even in items for sale. So I'm really happy to be back online doing some tutorials, and I want to bring you a lot of value for December. So thanks so much for your support, and I will see you on a tutorial very soon.